All right, hello everyone. So this is going to be part 2 of the probability video series. First we are going to do one longish practice problem. So let's do that. So first, I'm going to write down the problem. So two standard dice are rolled. One is blue and one is yellow. What is the probability that the product of the two numbers on top is divisible by 3? All right. So the first thing that might jump out to you is that we should use our probability formula. But before we do that, let's take a closer look at the problem. Let's think about this for a second. So what does it mean for a number to be divisible by 3? Now, as we learned in our divisibility tricks, the sum of the digits of the number has to be equal to 3. So if we have a number, let's say 48, if we have the number 48, 4 plus 8 is equal to 12, and 12 is a multiple of 3, so we know that 48 is a multiple of 3. But that might not be as useful here. Instead, we can think about a number that's divisible by 3 in terms of its factors. If a number is divisible by 3, that means that one of its factors is the number 3. And on a single dice, we're going to have a side of 1, we're going to have a side of 2, we're going to have a side of 3, we're going to have a side of 4, we're going to have a side of 5, and finally, we're going to have a side of 6. So this is on a normal dice. Now, on this single dice, both 3 and 6 would be divisible by 3 because they have 3 as a factor. Because 3 is equal to 3 times 1, and 6 is equal to 3 times 2. So as you can see here, 3 is a factor of 3, and 3 is a factor of 6. So if any number is multiplied by 3 or 6, that product will definitely, no matter what, be divisible by 3. And why is that? That's because 3 will be one of the factors of that product. For example, let's take 3 times 7. We know that the factorization of 3 is just 3 times 1. We know the factorization of 7 is 7 times 1. So if we expand this out, this will just be 7 times 3 times 1 times 1. And since there's a 3 inside of this new multiplied factorization, since there's a 3 right here, that means 3 times 7 is divisible by 3. So back to what I was saying. If any number is multiplied by 3 or 6, that product has to be divisible by 3 because 3 will be one of the factors of that product. So if we have on the first dice, if we get 3 or 6, then the second dice can have any number because no matter what, the product will be divisible by 3. 3 times 1, that's 3, that's divisible by 3. 3 times 2, 6, divisible by 3. 3 times 3, 9, divisible by 3, and so on and so forth. So we need a good way of listing all of this out. So why don't we make a quick table? So let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is from dice number 1. And let's just draw some lines here to get ourselves nice and organized. That should be enough. So then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be on dice number 2, and I'm going to do this in a different color. So first, what do we know is divisible by 3? Well, on dice number 1, if we multiply 3 by any of these, then it's going to be divisible by 3, no matter what. So this is divisible by 3, this. Those are divisible by 3. Now, the same thing goes for 6, as we proved earlier. So this. However, it can also be such that if I have 3 on dice 2 and I multiply it by any number on dice 1, that's also going to be divisible by 3. So we can do this, but horizontally for dice 2. So let's take a look. So this is already filled in, so we don't need to fill that in again. This, and this is already filled in, so we don't need to fill that in again. Finally, we can do that for row 6 for, sorry about that, we can do that for row 6 for dice number 2. So this one, this one, this one, this one. Now, finally, we've made a table where we've listed all of these out. So now we can use our probability formula. So our probability formula is the desirable or favorable, I'm just going to say desirable, all over the total. Desirable is divisible by 3. So let's count all of these up, and let's use a separate color here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and we're not going to count this one again because it's the exact same thing. We don't want to double count. 15, 16, again, we're not going to count this. Then finally, we have 17, 18, again, we're not going to double count that. 19, and finally 20, we're not going to double count this one. So our desirable is 20. And what is the total? The total is 6 by 6. Now 6 times 6, oops, sorry about that. 6 times 6 is just 36. So our answer is going to be 20 over 36, which is equal to 5 over 9. So finally, the probability that the product of the two numbers on top is divisible by 3 is going to be 5 over 9. Hopefully that helped. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.